We'd like to continue with the interview we recently did with Ringo Starr. Have you ever talked about your children on television?
My children? I love my children.
You have three?
I have three of them. I have one called Zach, who's 14, who plays in a heavy metal group and wants to leave school and only do that. And I have to be a father and say, no, you'll go to school or Daddy will go to jail.
Well, let me get this straight. He wants to be in a rock group and you're saying...
He is in a rock group.
But he wants to break away and do that only, and you're saying don't do that, stay in school?
I'm saying don't, yes, that's what I'm saying to him.
Did somebody say that to you?
The police.
Are your other children musical?
Can you read?
Yes, I can. What I've done is, I've done my homework. I've thought of some ideas to ask you because it's not every day that you run into Ringo Starr on your own television show.
It's not every day on the Ringo Starr show.
Your co-star one of your co-stars is the lovely Barbara Bach, who was in, among other things, the beautiful Barbara Bach.
I'm in love with.
Who you are in love with. That's what I want to talk about after she comes out. She also
coming now?
Played opposite.
She's prettier than I am.
Roger Moore.
Much more fun sitting next to you.
Yes, I think maybe so.
But don't forget John Matusek.
But that's right. We got everybody here from the Picture Caveman. Would you welcome Barbara Bach?
Hey!
Here today. Let me ask you right off the bat.
Yeah, well...
You two are having a love affair.
It's easy for you to say.
Is that common knowledge? Does everybody know about that?
Barrett said it.
Rona Barrett and people have published it, so I guess it is.
Yeah. How long have you known each other? How did this whole thing get started?
6 weeks.
On the film?
Oh, no, we knew each other 3 months on the film.
I was saying before how you've worked opposite Roger Moore and also Richard Starkey, which you call him.
Sort of choice.
Right? Mm-hmm. You've had you must have, did you have a crush on Roger Moore at the time?
Not at all.
You didn't at all?
No.
You don't find that type of man attractive?
I did.
Oh, I liked Roger very much. I also liked his wife.
Oh, I know he's married, but I'm talking about a fantasy, whatever. I work with married ladies, and I sort of have a crush on them.
No, I must say...
Yes, I am, but I can still have crushes.
I must say Roger was not my type.
Interesting.
Actually.
Ringo Starr is? Richard Starkey is?
Yes, Richard is my type.
What is it about Richard that you love?
I'm in love with him, so it's really very hard to explain.
Was this some sort of love affair on TV?
I think love can be a realistic thing where you say, I love this about him, I love that about him, I don't like that, I like this, I like...
She doesn't like brown.
Well, he's one of the kindest, sweetest, most human persons I've ever met in this business.
Is this Ringo Starr that we're with today?
This is Ringo Starr.
Is this really him?
No,
There are many
Ringo.
faces to Ringo Starr.
See, he's been putting me on.
He likes to have fun.
Does he ever not have fun?
Does Richard never not have fun?
Only when Barbara gets up in a bad mood.
On the film, is he cutting up backstage on the film?
Cutting up backstage?
Offstage.
In what sense?
Oh, fooling around, having fun, and...
But we had fun on stage. I mean, it's a comedy. It's a very up film.
Yes.
And that's how Richard kept it.
Yes. John Matusek on the show starts off with Barbara, right? In the film.
Yes, I start off as...
And during the film, this fascinating man steals you away from John Matusek.
She'll do anything for food.
He doesn't exactly steal me away. He tries to steal me away.
I take you away
At
twice.
the end, kidnapping, though.
I'm sorry,
I wasn't going
Barbara's
voluntarily. Then at the end, he fights Tunda for me.
Tonda's Matusek. He's the little guy who's coming on next.
And he wins. And
You beat Tunda in a fight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anytime.
Wait till you see John Matusek up close.
Why don't we fetch him up?
Let's bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Oakland Raiders, John Matusek. Big John.
This is John. This is John.
Welcome, John. Come.
You're blocking him out there, John.
Come sit here. I'll sit in the middle. John, come here.
John, sit down.
I keep asking Johnny. This is great. How did you deal with this crazy man during this filming?
I want to tell you something about Johnny. I want to tell you something about Ringo Starr, and I called him Rattler during the film, and I called it out of fondness, out of his quickness. But he is the energy of the film, and He's what made our film go. And no, I could say a lot of more things about you, but they'd all be bad. You know. No, you're the greatest. Ringo Starr is the energy of our film, and the film that we have, Johnny, is
I'm getting
a film
now,
of. It's a film where we don't have a lot of dialogue. It's where action speaks louder than words.
Right.
You know, we got like about 1,000 different grunts and groans. But
Is there really
we
a fight scene between the two of you?
I don't mean to butt in, but John is the king of the grunts.
The best grunter of
Come
the
on,
film.
John.
John has more grunts than we've
grunts.
ever known.
How would you say I want food?
Tell him, Johnny.
Thunder. Ooh.
Wait, oh, Ringo,
I'm
shut up.
sorry.
Do you beat him in the fight?
I'm sorry, I was here.
He beats you in the fight.
We have all kinds of fights in
I
the
beat
film.
him in
It's
the
a
fight.
conflict the whole time.
But how can he
We're
possibly
both
win
fighting
out?
over Barbara.
Yeah.
And you win.
Of course I win. I'm the
No,
hero.
he never could beat me. Except today.
Okay.
Except today.
Okay.
Was making a movie easier than playing football?
Not really, Johnny. It's both demanding. They're both physically demanding, and
So is Doris.
Doris, who he's talking about, is our script supervisor. But it is demanding if you want to do your job well, and it's 6 days a week, 12 hours a day on location. And football is also 6 days a week, and it's very physically and
we
mentally
have to grab the
demanding.
ball, John.
Yeah.
I can't see, now meeting you like this, how you can get mean enough to be a football player. Do you see a mean side of John Matusak?
Never.
You got to be mean to be a football player, don't you?
Well,
Johnny's
something.
not mean.
Well, I'm really not mean in personality at all. But when you play the game of pro football, it's like assuming a character and a part, Johnny. You have to absolutely prepare yourself mentally to come on strong.
Yeah.
And the only way to play the game of professional football, the way it should be played, the way the owners demand it to be played, and the public demands it, is to come on as a very strong, hard, rude person.
Yeah.
And when you play the game, that's the only way to play it. Or
And
you're going to
you
get
play
hurt.
it well.
Thank you.
Great.
Oh, he's
Good
one
luck.
of the best.
Good luck in your film career, John. Would you like to do more comedy or more drama? What types of roles?
Well, see, that's it, Johnny. I'm trying. Last year I did North Dallas 40.
Yeah.
And that was a serious kind of a dramatic thing about football, and I don't want anything more to do with football as far as filming is concerned.
Yeah.
And I did a comedy this year, but with a lot of action and a lot of fun. And from there, I'd like to go into an action dramatic thing next year, and coincide it with my football career. I'd like to play 2 to 5 more years, but because the career as a football player takes a toll on your body. Like now, even though I'm in great condition, I can't sleep certain nights on my arm, and I can't turn a certain way. And this is like my 8th year of pro ball. I'd like to play 10 to 12, but in the meantime, every offseason do a different kind of film to express myself different and to show the different qualities that are within John Matusak.
We'll enjoy that, watching that. Do you realize ever since John Matusak's been out here, Ringo's been very, very quiet. Do you realize that? Yeah. Ringo's certainly an interesting personality. I hope you found that an interesting piece of television.